If your washer's banging around, won't drain, won't spin, leaving your clothes soaking wet, and maybe doesn't even start after that, then watch this video. Push down on the center agitator. If it bounces back fast like this, then you have bad suspension. First, unplug the machine and turn off the water. Grab a bucket, take your pliers and loosen the hot and cold water valve. Finish loosening them by hand, and to prevent water from getting on the floor, put the hose in the bucket. Get out your magnetic tray, your 1/4-inch bit, and undo these 3 screws. Remove this cover. Come around front and move the lid forward, back, and then up. Tilt the lid back and lean it against the wall. You're going to want to wear rubber gloves to get a better grip on the rods. Grab the shaft of the suspension rod low with your dominant hand and push it up, and then take the ball bearing off. Then release the shaft back down through the hole and just let it go. Do the same on the other side. These are the 2 front suspension rods. Grab it low, that ball bearing off, and just leave the rod down inside. Now the back is a little bit different. You're going to grab really low, and when you pull that ball bearing off, you're going to take the hook on the top of the suspension rod and hook it on the back here. And there's one more rear suspension rod. Do the same thing. The lower you grab on that shaft, the more leverage you'll have. Take that, drop it down, then hook it on the back. To remove the bearing cups, squeeze underneath with one hand and pull up with the other hand. There's 4 bearing cups, 1 for each rod. Remove them all. Put the lid back down and secure it in place with at least one of the back lid screws. Remove the drain hose from the standpipe. Walk the machine forward so you have enough space and flip it on its back. Now that the machine is on its back, pull the 2 front suspension rods out from underneath. The 2 back suspension rods are a little different. You have to take your palm and push up on the base of the suspension rod to get the hook off and then pull it out. Okay, so these are the new suspension rods specific to the model washer we're working on. Look under your washer lid for your specific model number. You want to hook the new rear suspension rods on the back support of the frame of the machine. Do this, just push really hard with your palm in the center of the suspension rod, lifting the hook above, and then release it so it hooks on it. You don't need to hook the 2 front suspension rods on, just feed them through the hole and leave them there until you flip the machine back over. Be careful of flipping these machines over, they're heavy. Ask someone for help if you need it. Undo the lid screw so you can get the lid back off. Forward, back, and up. There are 4 new bearing cups. Snap them in. Some of the newer machines don't need the 2 front ones. Choke up deep on the suspension rod shaft and place the hook through the hole and place the bearing on the shaft as you see here. Do the same for all 4 suspension rods. Make sure you wear gloves for grip. Put the wire cover back in place and then secure it with the screw. Then secure the other 2 lid screws. Tighten first the water valves by hand and then with the pliers. It's important to do it by hand first to make sure it's square and you don't strip the plastic with the steel. Turn the water back on. Make sure there's no leaks when you're turning the water back on. Look at the valve, no leaks.
Okay.
Place the drain tube back in the standpipe with a zip tie. Plug the machine back in. Look at the difference with the new suspension rods. Set the machine to a drain and spin to test the new rods. My name is Mark. I'm with Appliance Repair American. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.